What do you see when you look at a person at the top? The fame, the fortune, the picture-perfect life that unfolds in front of millions every single day. For most of us, that's the reality we're shown. The smiles, the applause, the fast cars, and the glamorous homes. But what if that's only half the story? Think about this. What's really happening behind the curtain? What's the truth that's often buried beneath the filters, the headlines, and the flawless public image? Could it be that the most important part of their journey isn't the destination, but the road they traveled to get there? We love to look at the successes, the big wins, the easy moments, but we rarely take the time to ask, what's the cost? What does it take to balance fame, love, and personal growth? And more importantly, what happens when the spotlight starts to fade, when the cameras turn off and the crowds go home? This isn't a tale of perfection. It's a story about the real journey, one that involves far more than what we can see. It's about the challenges that don't get posted to Instagram, the battles that happen behind closed doors, the moments of doubt, of failure, of picking yourself back up after life knocks you down, but also the moments of victory, of redemption, of finding peace in the chaos. So, before we dive deeper into the life of one of the biggest names in country music, let's pause. Ask yourself, what's the real story behind the headlines? What does it mean to truly live with purpose, with authenticity, and with heart? The journey we're about to take isn't just about Blake Shelton, it's about all of us. It's about resilience. It's about growth. It's about understanding that behind every polished public image there's a raw, unfiltered human being trying to make sense of the life they've built. And now, let's begin. The story that's unfolding isn't what you expect. Stick around, because the next chapters will change the way you see fame, family, and success. Let's talk about music for a moment. You know the hits, the songs that have dominated charts, the anthems that have resonated with millions. But here's the thing. If you think Blake Shelton's 2025 music is just another chapter in the same old story, think again. Because this year, everything has shifted. Gone are the days of chasing the next big single. Gone are the days of simply filling the airwaves with anything that'll please the masses. This year, Blake Shelton's music is about something much deeper. It's about him. And it's not about what's expected. It's about what's real. For recreational use only, his latest album doesn't just sound different, it feels different. It's not flashy. It's not filled with radio-ready hooks. No, this album is something personal. Imagine sitting around a campfire on a quiet night, guitar in hand, the stars overhead, and Blake strumming a tune just for you. That's the vibe he's creating. This isn't just music to fill stadiums. It's music to connect. Every song feels like a snapshot of life. From the wide, open Oklahoma skies to the quiet moments of reflection, every note is a piece of him. Heartbreak, humor, nostalgia. He's letting it all flow into his lyrics. And the best part? It's raw. It's unfiltered. He's not hiding behind catchy choruses or flashy performances. He's showing us who he really is. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is about numbers, about charts, about hitting the top. But Blake's taking a different path. He's choosing purpose over popularity and meaning over mainstream. And in doing so, he's teaching us that real art isn't about the recognition. It's about the authenticity that drives it. It's about creating something that feels true to who you are, not just who others expect you to be. Think about your own life for a moment. How often do you make choices based on what you think others want from you? How often do you chase validation instead of pursuing something that genuinely matters to you? Blake's music in 2025 is an invitation to ask yourself that very question. It's a call to stop running after approval and start creating for the sake of creation. The truth is, you don't need millions of fans or an award-winning single to make an impact. Sometimes the most powerful moments come when we're not trying to impress anyone. Blake's music isn't just entertainment. It's a reflection of his life, his journey, and his heart. And that's what makes it so captivating. So, what would it look like if you started living with that same level of intention? If you stopped worrying about fitting into the mold and focused on creating something true to you? Now, let's dive into something we all crave, something that transcends fame, fortune, and success. Love. But not the kind of love you see splashed across tabloids or shared in the most Instagram-worthy moments. I'm talking about the real kind of love. The quiet, authentic, no-filter, everyday love that builds a foundation for everything else in life. If you've been following Blake Shelton over the years, you've seen the media focus on his relationships. From his marriage to Miranda Lambert to his highly publicized romance with Gwen Stefani. The world watched. The world judged. But 2025? Well, this year, Blake's love life is shifting into something deeper, something more grounded. And here's the thing, it doesn't need the spotlight anymore. Gone are the days of love being just another headline or the next big romance story. In 2025, Blake Shelton is rediscovering the simple power of love in its purest form. Picture this: a quiet dinner on the ranch, no cameras, no reporters, just two people enjoying each other's presence. Just being with each other. That's the kind of love Blake's embracing now. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of public displays of affection or the constant need to prove something to the world. But real love? It's found in the spaces where the world isn't watching. It's in the late-night talks, the inside jokes, the shared silences. It's in the moments when you're truly present with the people who matter most. And here's the kicker. This kind of love doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be flashy. It's the love that sticks. The kind that gets stronger as the years pass because it's rooted in something real, something steady. Blake's experience is a reminder that the best relationships aren't the ones built on external validation. They're the ones that flourish in the spaces where it's just the two of you, no distractions, no cameras, no pressure. It's a reminder that love doesn't always have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Think about your own relationships. How often do you allow the noise of the world to get in the way of what truly matters? How much of your energy do you spend trying to show others that you're happy, that you're in love, that everything's going according to plan? What if, instead, you focused on just being, with the people who mean the most to you, in the most honest way? Blake's love life in 2025 isn't about perfection. It's about presence. And that's the lesson. The beauty of love is in the connection, not the performance. Let's switch gears and talk about something that has the power to change everything. Fatherhood. For Blake Shelton, fatherhood has always been a part of his story, but 2025 brings a whole new chapter. It's a journey that goes beyond just being a parent. It's about finding the new rhythm that comes with having a family, especially when life seems to move at breakneck speed. Blake's about to welcome his fourth child in 2025, and while that's certainly a big milestone, it's not just about adding another person to the family. It's about a profound shift in perspective. Because parenthood, in its truest form, is about slowing down. It's about being present in ways that nothing else demands of you. And Blake? He's embracing it. Imagine the early mornings. The sounds of little feet running around the house. The chaos of getting everyone out the door. The laughter, the mess, the unpredictability of it all. But here's the thing. Blake isn't just going through the motions. He's fully immersed in it. He's the dad who cracks silly jokes, plays in the backyard, and takes time to watch his kids grow in the quiet moments that often get overlooked. And it's not just about the big moments, the birthdays, or the first steps. It's the small, day-to-day moments that make fatherhood so meaningful. Those quiet moments when you look at your children and wonder, where did the time go? When you realize how fast they're growing and how important every second really is, parenthood has a way of slowing everything down. It forces you to step back to appreciate what truly matters. And for Blake, it's not just about the celebrity life or the accolades anymore. It's about making sure his kids feel seen, loved, and present in the simplest of ways. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, to think that the hustle and grind are the things that make you successful. But here's the truth. Nothing is more grounding than the feeling of a child's hand in yours, or the sound of them laughing as they play. Those are the moments that give life depth. And Blake is teaching us all to savor those moments, to pause and take them in before they slip away. So, what about you? What's your new rhythm? What moments are you rushing past that could be the ones that define your life? Fatherhood isn't just for parents. It's a metaphor for how we should approach all areas of life, with intention, presence, and a deep appreciation for the here and now. We've talked about love. We've talked about family. But now, let's take a moment to focus on something that is so often overlooked: home. And not just any home, but the kind of place that grounds you. For Blake Shelton, that place is his sprawling 130-acre ranch in Oklahoma. But this isn't just about real estate. It's about connection. It's about a space that's become a reflection of who he is and who he's becoming. Blake's ranch isn't just land. It's his sanctuary, a place where fame fades and he can reconnect with himself. There's something incredibly powerful about having a space where the noise of the world doesn't reach, where he can be himself without any external pressures or expectations. Picture this: Blake leaning against a fence, guitar resting by his side, the vast plains stretching out before him, and the wind sweeping across the fields. It's more than just a picturesque scene. It's a reminder of what truly matters. It's a place where he can reflect, where he can breathe, and where he can be reminded of the beauty and simplicity. Every barn on that land, every quiet corner, every trail carved into the earth, tells a story of someone who's intentionally creating a life that is authentic, unpretentious, and real. But here's where it gets interesting. Blake didn't just inherit this life. He created it. Every corner of his property, every decision he's made in shaping this land, reflects a deliberate choice to remain grounded. Fame could easily swallow you up. It could pull you in every direction and make you forget what's important. But Blake's holding on to what matters. In a world that constantly pushes us to keep moving faster, to chase the next big thing, Blake's ranch is a reminder that sometimes the most valuable thing you can do is stop, to be still, to reconnect with the earth, to remember where you came from, and most importantly, to remember who you are. So, let me ask you this: how often do you take time to reconnect with what grounds you? In a world full of distractions, where are your quiet places, whether physical or emotional, that help you stay centered? What would it look like if you took just a few moments each day to pause, breathe, and reconnect with what really matters? Blake's ranch is more than a home. It's a symbol of intentional living, of choosing authenticity over illusion, of creating a life that reflects who you truly are, not what the world expects you to be. Now, let's talk about something we can all relate to: cars. But hold on, this isn't your typical conversation about luxury vehicles or the latest flashy rides. This is about something deeper. For Blake Shelton, his cars aren't just about status. They're about story. Blake's vehicles aren't trophies to be shown off. They're a reflection of his life, a collection of experiences, memories, and milestones. There's a rugged truck for the ranch, the kind that gets down and dirty with the land. Then there's a sleek Ford Shelby GT for those weekend escapes, a little thrill, a break from the everyday. And of course, there's the legendary red truck, the red truck from Gwen Stefani. It's become a symbol, more than just a vehicle. It's a piece of their story, a shared memory wrapped in metal and paint. Each one of these cars tells a story. They're not just about moving from place to place, they're about the journey. They're markers of where he's been and who he's been along the way the engine hums on a long drive through Oklahoma, or how the gravel crunches beneath the tires as Blake pulls up to the ranch. It's not about the destination. It's about the moments that make the journey worth it. Blake's vehicles are a reminder that sometimes the value in life comes from the stories we carry with us, not the things we own. The car may be an object, but it's the experiences tied to it that give it meaning. It's a simple but powerful lesson in what truly matters. It's not about collecting things for the sake of appearances. It's about the meaning those things hold for you. Think about your own life for a moment. What do you own that holds more than just practical value? Maybe it's an old bike, a favorite jacket, or even a worn-out notebook. These objects might not be impressive to others, but they carry your story. They remind you of the moments that shaped who you are. Blake's vehicles aren't just about what they look like. They're about the rhythm of life. They're a tool for connecting with the land, with his family, and with his own sense of self. And in a world obsessed with accumulation and appearances, that's a beautiful thing to remember. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. Business. You've seen the success, the hit songs, the fame. But did you know that behind the scenes, Blake Shelton is quietly building something even more impressive? It's not just his career in music or his TV role on The Voice, it's his ability to strategize, to make decisions that go beyond just the immediate payoff. In 2025, Blake's not just a country star. He's a businessman with a vision. And what's fascinating is that his empire isn't about flashy investments or quick wins. It's about intentionality. Every venture, every endorsement, every business choice has a purpose. Blake's not just looking to make money. He's looking to build something that resonates with who he truly is. Take his chain of restaurants, Red. It's not just a business, it's a cultural footprint. A place where fans can experience the country lifestyle up close. It's about authenticity. It's about creating an environment where people can connect with the music, the food, the experience, and with each other. Blake isn't just selling food or drinks. He's creating an atmosphere that reflects his values, his love for country living, and his desire to give back to the community. It's a small-town charm that he's sharing with the world, and it's a reflection of everything he stands for. And here's the key. Blake's success in business isn't about bragging rights or flashy social media posts. It's about subtlety. He's not flaunting his wealth or parading around his business ventures for attention. Instead, he's using his success as a tool to create something deeper, something that aligns with his principles and his vision for the future. Blake's quiet empire is a testament to the power of intentional decisions. He's showing us that true success isn't about the size of your bank account. It's about how you use the resources at your disposal to create something meaningful. It's about making choices that reflect who you are, not just what others expect you to be. So, let me ask you this. What are the intentional decisions you're making in your own life? Are you investing in things that align with your values? Are you taking the time to build something that's about more than just a paycheck or a status symbol? Blake's journey teaches us that success isn't about the immediate rewards. It's about the legacy you're building with every choice, every action. It's about creating something that stands the test of time, not just the trends of the moment. Life isn't a straight line. We all know that, don't we? It's a winding road, full of bumps, twists, and turns. And for Blake Shelton, that road has been anything but easy. Fame might bring the limelight, but it also brings its share of challenges. The public scrutiny, the heartache, the tough times that nobody really talks about. If you've been paying attention, you know Blake has faced his fair share of struggles. His divorce from Miranda Lambert, the intense media coverage of his personal life, these weren't just public moments, they were deeply personal battles. And through it all, Blake did something that many of us don't often see in the celebrity world. He turned his pain into art. His album, If I'm Honest, wasn't just a collection of songs. It was a raw, unfiltered reflection of everything he had been through. It was therapy. It was healing. It was Blake, pouring out his heart through lyrics and melodies. Instead of hiding behind a perfect image, he embraced his vulnerabilities and channeled them into something powerful. And through this process, he showed us that it's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to fall. But here's where it gets interesting. Blake didn't just survive these challenges. He thrived because of them. Each struggle, each heartbreak, each setback became part of the foundation of the man he is today. And that's the beauty of it. Blake teaches us that resilience isn't about never falling. It's about getting back up and continuing to move forward, stronger than before. And it's not just about the big, public struggles. It's the everyday battles, too. The moments of self-doubt, the uncertainty, the times when you feel like the world is against you. We all face those moments, and Blake's story reminds us that it's how we respond to them that defines us. It's about finding the strength to push through, to keep going, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Blake's resilience is a lesson for all of us. It's about owning your story, even the messy parts. It's about embracing your imperfections and using them to grow. It's about not letting the world's expectations define you, but rather choosing to define yourself through the way you respond to life's challenges. So, when life knocks you down, ask yourself, how will I respond? Will you let the struggles define you, or will you choose to rise above them? Blake's story shows us that the most powerful moments often come after the hardest ones. It's in those moments that we find our strength, our purpose, and our resilience. We live in a world that's always on. Constant notifications, never-ending to-do lists, a rush to keep up with the next big thing. We've become so accustomed to the hustle that we sometimes forget the simple power of just being. But here's where Blake Shelton's 2025 story takes a turn that might surprise you. In a world that glorifies nonstop activity, Blake is leaning into the quiet. And it's not just about finding peace, it's about embracing the power of presence. In 2025, Blake's life is no longer defined by the constant grind of touring, recording, and TV appearances. No, this year's different. Blake is learning to slow down. He's savoring the moments that many of us might overlook. The early mornings with his kids, the quiet dinners at home, the time spent on the ranch without an agenda. Imagine this: Blake waking up before dawn, grabbing his coffee and stepping outside into the cool morning air. No crowds, no cameras, just him, the land, and the sound of his kids laughing in the distance. These aren't the kinds of moments you see plastered across magazine covers, but they're the ones that truly make life meaningful. For Blake, this shift towards presence is a conscious choice. Fame can pull you in every direction. It can demand your attention, your time, and your energy. But Blake is intentionally choosing to be here, to be with his family, to be grounded, to be in the moment, and there's something incredibly powerful about this. In a world that's obsessed with doing, Blake is showing us that sometimes the most valuable thing you can do is just be. Be present with the people who matter. Be present with yourself. Be present in the small, everyday moments that make life so rich. Now, let me ask you, how often do you find yourself rushing through your day, distracted by the next task, the next goal? How many moments have you missed because you were too busy looking ahead? Blake's story is a reminder that the most fulfilling moments aren't always the ones we plan for. They're the ones we experience when we stop and just pay attention. What would your life look like if you embraced presence in the same way Blake is? What would it feel like to slow down, to soak in the here and now, and to prioritize the people and experiences that truly matter? Blake's decision to lean into presence in 2025 isn't just a personal choice. It's a wake-up call for all of us. In a world that's constantly moving, he's showing us the quiet power that comes with pausing, with being still, and with allowing the simplicity of life to enrich our souls in ways we often overlook. We've talked about Blake Shelton's music, love life, family, and resilience. But here's the question that ties it all together. What does success really mean? In a world obsessed with achievement, fame, and wealth, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is measured by what you own, what you've accomplished, or how many people know your name. But Blake Shelton's journey in 2025 is proving that success isn't just about the milestones. It's about the quality of the life you're living. Blake's wealth, his homes, and his business ventures are impressive, no doubt. But it's not the size of his bank account that defines his success. It's how he's chosen to live, how he's chosen to love, and how he's chosen to show up for the people who matter most to him. Take his ranch, for example. It's not just land. It's where he's chosen to put down roots. It's a sanctuary where he can breathe, reflect, and be with his family. His success isn't in the acreage or the buildings, but in the quiet moments spent with his kids, the hours he's putting in to create something meaningful for himself and his loved ones. And his music? It's no longer about chart-topping hits or breaking records. It's about creating songs that feel true to his heart, that tell his story, and that connect with people on a deep, personal level. He's not chasing numbers anymore. He's chasing authenticity. And that shift? That's the kind of success most of us never think to aim for. But here's the twist. Blake's success doesn't just stay in the realm of personal achievement. He's using his platform, his wealth, and his influence to give back. His red venues are more than just businesses. They're cultural hubs. They're places where communities come together, where local artists can perform, and where people can share in the experience of good music, good food, and good company. Blake is building something lasting, and it's not about the money. It's about the impact. True success isn't just about personal gain. It's about creating something bigger than yourself. It's about leaving a legacy, not just of wealth, but of meaning. And in 2025, Blake is living proof that the most powerful measure of success is the ability to create, give, and love with intention. So, let me ask you, what does success mean to you? Is it the house you live in or the car you drive? Or is it the legacy you're building? Is it about what you have or about who you're becoming? Blake Shelton's life in 2025 is a reminder that success isn't just about what you accumulate. It's about how you choose to use what you have to build a life that's authentic, impactful, and meaningful. True success isn't in the accolades or the awards. It's in the relationships you cultivate, the moments you cherish, and the difference you make in the world. At this point, you've seen the highs and lows of Blake Shelton's journey. His music, his love life, his struggles and triumphs. But here's the most important question we can ask after witnessing all of this. What can we take from his story? Blake's 2025 journey isn't just about him. It's a blueprint for all of us. It's a powerful reminder that every step we take in life is part of a larger story. A story that is constantly unfolding and one that we have the power to shape, just as Blake has shaped his own. For Blake, the key has been intentionality. Every decision, from his music to his relationships to how he spends his time on the ranch, is made with purpose. And it's that sense of purpose that has helped him craft a life that feels deeply meaningful. He's not just letting life happen to him, he's actively creating it. But here's the thing. None of this is easy. Creating a life that is intentional and authentic takes courage. It takes a willingness to face the tough moments and the difficult decisions. It's about being honest with yourself, even when the truth is hard to swallow. It's about choosing your path, even when others might expect you to follow a different one. Blake's story is proof that it's possible to find your own rhythm, your own way, even in the chaos. It's about learning from your past, understanding who you are in the present, and then using that knowledge to make better choices moving forward. It's about navigating life's ups and downs with the understanding that each moment, no matter how challenging, brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. So, as you think about your own journey, ask yourself, am I living intentionally? Am I making decisions that reflect who I truly am? Or am I simply reacting to life's demands? Are my choices grounded in my values? Or am I letting outside pressures push me in directions that don't feel right? Blake's 2025 life isn't perfect, but it's real. It's a story of someone who has found balance, who has learned to live with authenticity and purpose. And it's a story that should inspire all of us to take a hard look at the choices we're making in our own lives. By now, you've heard Blake Shelton's story unfold, a story filled with music, love, resilience, and purpose. You've seen how intentional living has shaped his life, his career, and his family. But here's the crucial moment in this journey. Now it's your turn. Blake's 2025 story isn't just a window into his life. It's an invitation for you to reflect on your own. It's a challenge to look closely at the choices you're making each day. Are you living with intention, or are you simply letting life pass by? Are you building a life that reflects your true values, or are you chasing someone else's version of success? Blake didn't arrive at this point by accident. It took years of navigating highs and lows, of making decisions that aligned with who he truly is, not who others expected him to be. And that's the call to action here. You can do the same. The question is, what are you going to do with the time you have? Are you going to continue following the crowd, or are you going to carve your own path? Are you going to focus on the things that matter, the relationships, the moments, the experiences that shape you? Or will you continue chasing things that ultimately leave you feeling empty? Think about it. What is the legacy you want to leave behind? What do you want people to remember you for? It's not the awards you've won or the possessions you've gathered. It's the choices you make every day. It's how you show up for yourself, for your loved ones, and for the world around you. Blake's journey shows us that life is about more than just collecting accomplishments. It's about living in a way that feels true to who you are, with authenticity and purpose. And in doing so, you create something far more valuable than anything money can buy. A life that's meaningful. A life that counts. So, here's your challenge. Take a step back. Reflect. What are the intentional choices you can make today that will shape your tomorrow? How can you begin to live more intentionally, like Blake, carving out moments that matter and choosing what's truly important to you?